So we've had to wait an extra little time for getting these chapters out for Black Clover and a bunch of the other series, but we are here, and pretty emotional chapter for this one. I was kind of surprised when we were like going straight back into Black Clover. I was like, okay, what are we going to be doing? Are we going to be going back to Yami? Are we going to be like focusing on some of the others? Like, I was so curious, like especially when this like chapter was coming out. I'm like, what is going to be happening with this chapter now? Like, we've waited a week. I know a lot of people's emotions were like, no, don't do that to Charlotte. Don't do anything to that. And like, we've got like straight up from this, like, just Yami just trying to buy time for the capital and trying to survive on his own. Like, this poor, like, again, like how they've been like portraying Yami. It's like obviously like how he is like a little bit jokey, a little bit like cocky, but it's just like this man like has gone through so much shit, like. And he is still trying to keep like a calm and collected face even after just losing like his master for the most part, as he's going against another person he cares about, which is like Charlotte, which he mentioned something very interesting when he's like fighting her, and it's like she's going on a rampage and all that, and however though like there is a problem with like fighting her is that all the roses and all that is like flying around, it's like concealing her, and it's like I'm having a hard time actually getting a grasp of like how to actually fight her. And you see like she's doing some really cool stuff with like her like stuff that we hadn't seen before, where she actually turns like the form whips which into an actual blade. Like she's using like all the forms around her to like go around and attack and like all this blasting, and like even like you're seeing with like Yami like pulling out like the black hole, and he's trying to sort out everything, and it's just like the problem is like how he's describing it, where it's like this is a problem right now, as like I am like she's using different tactics. It's like this is still her same power for the most part, but it's like there are some lasting effects with her where it's like there is a problem right now. It's like she, as he's mentioning about the curse and all that, and it's like we thought that this was gone and all that, like where we was like, describing where she only had like a couple of roses on her fawns, but it's like with the curse supposedly gone and it seemed to have lasting effects and all that, like the roses like that she had were like little tiny ones, now they're blossoming, and it was like, but with like this elf and all that, it's having lingering effects. So this is what pretty much this curse is all about here and all that, and it's like this is her original magic, like this is Bria's magic for the most part. It was just like, I was like, oh wow, it's like she was saying like by sheer force of will, despite your curse, you became like a strong woman. And he's just like, and like he's screaming as like they're fighting around like the rooftops and blasting around on there, and he's just like, and now you're letting this other woman like improve your magic for you, her queen, like that, like how you gonna do that? And now this is getting problematic because like there was an interesting line said to this when Soul appeared, and I was like, oh shit, Soul's now getting appeared, and she's now having like doubt. It was like, no, that wasn't you, sis, was it? That was like doing the attacks like that, attacking area. That wasn't you. That can't be. That was just a mistake, wasn't it? And she was like, I don't have a sister. Don't talk to me so casually, human. I have a younger brother, not a younger sister. That I was like, okay, who's the brother then? Like on there, and a lot of people I was seeing as well when this chapter out, and especially I was like, wait, so this could potentially, if we could have the three like siblings going on right now and all that, it makes me think that, wait, could it be Gauche? Could Gauche's elf form be like the younger brother that she's thinking of? It'd be interesting because we're thinking like, who else is around the capital right now going around, and it's like, I want to know more about especially this elf version of her, like from how she's roaming around like and attacking people. And definitely that was the one thing that caught me off guard. It's like, okay, so what is actually her relation then as well to this other character? Who is this younger brother? But like on there, it was like it made me curious because she said I had a younger brother, but she didn't mention like Gauche's little sister at all. So it makes me wonder then about that, where it's like, were they elves, like were those two actually brothers and sisters, but she was not involved in there? Was Mary not like a thing in this like whole scenario? It's just a little bit of like information where it's like, I need to know about that. And like now we've got Yami, who's just like, look, good timing and all that, keep this thing safe and all that, and you know, run away and all that. And it's like look and all that, like when he's like talking, like he's like, look, I'm the hero around here, you need to actually listen about that. And he's just like, oh, as if I'd leave it to a man. It's like she's like that flicking her head, and she's like, no, I'm gonna return her, I'm gonna do everything I can in my power. And it's just like there's nothing around her. It's like the problem is and all that it's like she's like even like admitting that she's like, I can't even attack her. Like the power around her is just too great that even my earth magic's not even gonna like connect with me like properly. And she unfortunately Yami gives her a wake up call and all that. It's like, look, shut your goddamn trap right now and all that. It's like my duty right now to protect you and keep you alive. You gotta live for her sake and everyone else's sake right now. Like you need to understand that, and you need to go and take care of everyone like else. So just do that. And you see like this little moment of Charlotte and Soul. You see like this little flashback of saying like, apparently she saved Soul like a very long time ago, like from like a bunch of thugs, and that's why she's always been like very much indebted to her, which is like this is the only little information we could like kind of presume that that's what their whole relation is, because like even though they're not actually blood related, she does consider her like a sister, and like now she's trying like to do the same thing for her. Like that's what exactly she's like, no, if anyone's trying to be a bother like you did to me all those years again, now I'm gonna like grow up and become stronger, and now I'm gonna be the one that like ends up like protecting you, and you know, not being like, you know, a hindrance, a nuisance. And it's just like, oh, like, and it's just this moment of her just crying her eyes out, and she's just like, please save her and all that, please save like sis, no, please save our captain. And it's just like immediately Yami just goes, yep, I heard that. Black hole gets all the roses caught up into there, and he's just like, Yami's getting triggered by this bitch and all that. It's just like yeah, like how dare you and all that, like making you like underneath crying or like, you were never that kind of low woman, Charlotte, how do you? And like you see that like a bit of her is reacting to a little bit of this, like as she's like going around saying like, okay, all right, you are strong, so I should kill you with everything I have. And this is leading out to like both Charlotte and Yami attacking, and Yami kind of doing the Kenpachi at the moment, getting the kendo pose ready like that. He's like, I'm gonna use everything I've got, like without like he's like, I'm gonna make sure not to kill you though. But he just does this big massive dark cloak like dimension slash, and she does this battle spear, and he just cuts right through the thing like that. It's just like, and it barely grazes Charlotte, like just on there, and it's like, okay, no, this is a captain. This, like, every time that we see a little bit of Yami, it's like you seeing like what he can actually do, and it's like, no, this, you are seeing like exactly, like people like make jokes about the Black Bulls and they'd say like, oh, they're the weakest and they're the worst squad, but it's like, no, this is on parallel. This is like him at like going full blast, and it's like, this is why we love Yami. Like, Yami always has like his fun, dumb, goofy moments, but when we actually see him become serious, when he's like actually turning it up a notch, he's like, alright, look, and I can act, like, he's not holding back anymore. The only thing he's just trying not to kill his girl, like the person he cares about. He's like, I can't lose anyone else. I've lost Julius, I can't lose her, I can't lose anybody else. So definitely, I thought I liked this chapter definitely a lot, and all that. It was just go for that. I felt Soul was a nice, interesting, like little intervention with her. Definitely the information that we got about the brother, so there's a younger brother involved with this, including some other stuff as well, like what we got with Soul's past. We got that tiny little, like, I felt honestly like we could have had like the chapter could have been like a couple of pages about her, but it's like generally I think like even with that we know generally context. And like again, if like the anime ever covers up to this material, which like all we know so far is that obviously it's just during the Sea Temple, and that's around about it from what we know. But if it ever gets to that point, then that's definitely where like the anime can be like fill in the gap. And I don't feel like, because it's Samantha's job even as well and all that to like fill out on there. But then again, you can, in a way where it's like, I know some people want to see more about Soul and Charlotte, and I feel like maybe like it'd be nice to see one or two of that. Maybe once like she returns, like, or like she comes back, and then they have a couple panels like that depending. But again, I think a lot of people can like put the pieces together with like exactly what went down in that scenario, like a bunch of thugs started attacking her. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But that is all from me though, so thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.